So whenever you guys are working remotely, you want to make sure that you are logging in through a Google browser. All right, so just Google browser and go ahead and sign in. And I'm going to sign in. I have my school account, and I have sort of an alter ego called MS Tech Ed Student. I'm going to sign in with my student account so it looks just like yours. And go ahead and click next. And now I'm in. So hopefully in some of your other classes, you have bookmarked this page that I'm about to bring up. I have links on pretty much all of my assignments that take you right to it. Launchpad.classlink.com/seals gets you to where you want to be. In here, it's one of the only logins that I can think of that you don't put the @seal-pa.org suffix on here. So for me, it's MS Tech Ed Student. If it was my teacher account, it would be Al Schwartz. For you guys, it would be your year of graduation, and then I think it's last first. So you don't be @seal-pa.org and your password. We're just going to go ahead and sign in. That gets us to this point right here. We have a brand new way that we're using now to log into Solidworks, and it makes it so much easier. So in the past, we used the remote application. That is going to disappear. The way that we're going to do it now is by going ahead and clicking here, just clicking Solidworks, and it is going to bring us into this thing called Cameyo. All right. And for you guys, I don't know if I'm going to get the screen or not, but a lot of times it'll pop up and it will ask you to put your Google login in. I've already logged in here before with it, so it's not requiring me to do that. But for you guys, you'll likely have to put your Google login in. So for me, it would be L Schwartz @seal-pa.org or MS Tech Ed Student @seal-pa.org. For you guys, it would be your username @seal-pa.org. And then the first time you open it, it takes a little bit of time. Now you can see it's going quicker, so I'm just going to go ahead and click Allow. And with a little bit of luck, this is going to load pretty quickly. So this is a much more expedited version of this. So the first time opening it, you're going to get this license that you have to click Accept. And click Accept. If you're logging in and this is not your first time, that won't show up. So you can see it's just adding all of the good stuff here. And it is pretty quick. If it goes for more than a couple more seconds here, oh, there we go. So we're in. At this point, we're in. And we can just close this. We don't need this at all. The beauty of this, the reason why this is so awesome is because if I go up here to open, you're going to see that it's already your Google Drive. So we don't have to jump through any hoops anymore at this point of finding anything from Google Drive. Everything is just there, but we won't necessarily need this for this step right now. So what I'm going to do is just hit cancel, and we're going to jump into our assignment.
You can split your screen like I am, and you can actually draw on the other side. All right. So we are going to be drawing this drawing right here. And I understand you guys have never done this before. I totally get it. So I'm going to do my best to be as clear and concise. I have to get this within a 15-minute window, so I will keep the speed up a little bit. But remember, you can always pause me and rewind me. So that's a little bit different and better than having it face-to-face. So I always have a strategy when I draw these, and I will cover that strategy with you. I'm going to have you guys click the new file right here and do a new part. And I know that some of you have been having issues when you go to here and you go to document properties and units. I know some of you guys have been having issues when you switch, when you go to point 1, 2, 3 for all three of these. Sorry, I missed the first one. And this one. I know you've had some issues and you couldn't say okay. This is not a deal breaker, to be completely honest with you. As long as it says IPS for inches, pounds, seconds, which it should, you should be in good shape. All right. So I'm not too terribly worried about that. I also want you guys to go to View, Hide and Show, Origins, which is going to pop this origin up in the middle of the screen. Now, our strategy here is that we are going to draw this shape, all right? And I want us to think of this as we're going to draw a box with the longest length, which is 7, and the widest width, which is 4, and the tallest height, which is 3. And then we're going to start to whittle away stuff from it, all right? So my first step is drawing a 4 by 7 by 3 inch tall block. Now, these are my steps, the repeating steps. So I'm going to literally use this to draw this, all right? So here we go. Step 1 is click the Sketch tab. Step 2 is to choose a shape. I'm going to choose this corner rectangle. Step 3 is to choose a plane. Well, I'm going to choose the top plane, so I'll just roll over it till it turns orange and click it. Step 4 is to draw the shape. Since this is our first sketch, I want you to roll over this origin, and when I roll over it, it turns yellow. That's called a coincident relationship. When I roll away, it is no longer yellow. So I'm just going to roll over it here till it's yellow. I'm going to click and draw a rectangle, all right? Now, next step is to smart dimension it. So I'm going to go to smart dimension, and I'll click this upper piece right here. I'm going to just go and click it, move it out here somewhere, and make that 7. I'm just hitting 7 and hitting enter on my keyboard or return. This guy over here is going to be 4. And so I dimensioned the two-dimensional shape. And now I either have to extrude boss it or extrude base it. Or extrude cut it. Yeah, extrude boss base it or extrude cut it. Sorry. So we're going to extrude boss base it. If we go over to features, extrude boss base, we're just going to leave this blind, and we're going to leave that 3 inches and hit the green check. You may have to hit it twice until it goes away. And there it is. I like to hit this, which is zoom to fit. And then you can use your little scroller wheel. I just zoomed it right off the screen. If you use the scroller wheel to zoom in and out, you can use that on your mouse, and that allows you to zoom it in and out. You can also use this to view the different viewpoints. I like isometric, and I use that a lot. So honestly, that was step number 1. Step number 2, we're going to take this rectangle out. So it's 3 inches by 1.5 inches. And I'm going to go back here and do the exact same procedure. So I'm going to click the Sketch tab. Done. I'm going to choose a shape. I'm going to choose a rectangle. It's telling me to choose a plane. This is my 3rd step. So the plane I want to choose is this. For the record, that's a plane. This is a plane. This is a plane. The back side has a plane. I'm going to click here for this plane. Step 4 says to draw the shape. So I'm just going to roll over to this corner here and draw that shape. Step 5 is to dimension it. So I'm going to go to Smart Dimension. If you remember, this side was 3, and this side was 1.5. I'm going to go down here, and I'm not going to make it 3-dimensional. That's what Extrude Boss Base is. Instead, I'm going to do Extruded Cut. So I'm going to do File. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to do Features, Extruded Cut, and over here I'm going to do Through All. Hit the green check, and there it is. So there's step 2 done. Step 3 is going to be, there's a rectangle here, and you see that it's 4.5 inches across. It's 1.5 inches from the edge, and it's 1.5 inches deep. So I'm going to click the Sketch tab. I'm going to choose my shape. I'm going to choose my plane. Now I'm going to draw the shape. So be careful here. I'm going to show you here, if you roll over any line segment and you get close to the middle, see that midpoint, define it. It'll happen here too. It happens up here. You don't want to start or end from a midpoint. So find that midpoint and then just move away from it. And I'm just going to draw a line up into here. All right. I'm going to smart dimension it. This was 4.5, I think. I'm going to go back and look here in just a moment. Yeah, 4.5, 1.5 inches from the edge, 1.5 inches deep. So from here to here, sorry, sometimes it doesn't catch. So there it is, 1.5 inches. And I'm going to go to Features, Extruded Cut, leave this blind, and the depth was 1.5 inches. So I'm going to make it 1.5 inches deep. There we go. So we're getting somewhere. Now, back over here, you see that my final step is I have 2 circles. They both have a diameter of 1 inch, you'll notice that this circle is an inch from this edge and an inch from this edge, and this circle is an inch from this edge and 2.5 from here. So there's 6 total dimensions, 2 here, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Check this out. We're going to go back to here. I'm going to click the Sketch tab. I'm going to choose a circle, and the plane I'm going to draw on is this one. I can draw both my circles at the same time, so I'm just going to put 2 circles on here. And when I dimension circles, I always go to Smart Dimension, and I click the outer edge, which gives me the diameter, and I'll just move it out here. So I'm going to do 1. I'm going to do 1. Remember, the distance from here to here is an inch. The distance from here to here is an inch. The distance from here to here is 2.5 inches. And the distance from the center to here is an inch. Final step, features, extruded cut through all. And that right there is your drawing number 1, your sketch number 1. So if you've gotten that far, that's a really good thing. And the only thing you have to do at this point is save your changes and share it with me.
Okay, so with drawing number 1 completed, what we want to do is save it and turn it in. Here's the process. File, Save As. I'm going to go to Google Drive, Classroom, find your Tech Ed class, wherever it may be, and you're going to save this as your first name, your last name, drawing 1. That's it, no less, no more. Make sure you put your first name and your last name there, drawing 1. Go ahead and click Save. It's going to ask me if I'd like to overwrite because I already have it there. I'm just going to say no. To turn it in, we're going to go back to the assignment, Solidworks drawing number 1 in Google Classroom. We're going to click Add and Create, Google Drive. Of course, if you have recently just saved it, like I have right here, that will show up in the suggested or the most recent. Google's pretty smart, so it knows. If you have any concern that that's not the right one, if you go to My Drive in Classroom, and I don't like looking at these this way because I can't tell which one's which, so I'll put it as a list. And it's right in here. First name, last name, drawing 1. Insert it. Turn it in. And you are good to go. So, hope you guys enjoyed drawing number 1. Have a good day.